Hello there folks, sorry that we're a little bit late getting started today, and sorry that there was no live stream yesterday. We've had some family affairs going on this week that have basically caused some trouble with my schedule. I won't say that things are now completely resolved, but you know, they're getting better, and I think it goes without saying that family will always have to come before gaming. No matter what people say, I think that is the best way to do things. But here we are, I am Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up a mage in World of Warcraft. And here is our mage in question, Marudeva, in his really quite stunning purple and blue robe, and his broken stick. Presumably the purple duct tape holding this stick together doesn't in any way affect its functionality. You can still hit people with it. So yeah, let's log in and carry on what we were doing. If you remember, last time we managed to get to level 19, and we're actually pretty close to level 20, where we'll be able to start using a mount, or in our case a dragon transformation, in order to get from place to place. So we've been working on the connectivity issues. I'm pretty sure they're still going to be a bit dodgy, to be perfectly honest. Battle for Azeroth has just started. It's in the first couple of days. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of stuff going on for that, and there's been a huge number of people logging into the game. Excuse me. And that unfortunately has affected things. We've also recently upgraded our internet service to see if that can help with some of the issues that are going on. Oh, that was an interesting face. You're not a fan of upgraded internet service, Marudeva? Oh, well, we thought it might help. So that is all processing at the moment as well, which may also affect things. So we'll just see how it goes, and we are levelling up, so no raids and dungeons, which means, you know, disconnects will suck, but they won't be the end of the world. Anyway, here we are at the Sanctum of the Sun, and we've got a few quests going on at the moment. So if we check out our map, we've got Spinal Dust and Rotting Hearts to collect in the Dead Scar. We've got to kill Knuckle Rot and Lurzran. Now, we had a stab at this last time and it didn't go very well. And actually, I then logged in later that evening with my partner, who was also doing that quest, and I logged in with a much higher level character. I have a Death Knight who's in the late 50s, and I logged in to give her a hand, and they scaled to my level as well as to her level, so she was seeing them as level 22s, I was seeing them as I believe level 59s, and it was still quite a serious fight. Who's this we've got here? Zalana. Hello, Zalana. Blood Elf Paladin riding past there on a very fancy Talbot. Or possibly a ram, actually. So yeah, that quest was still difficult, even coming back with a higher level character. I could have brought in one of my level 110s and probably turned them both into paste, but it was quite interesting to see that the zone scaling system still works even if you've got people in the party of different levels. That's not something I was aware of. I assumed it would default either to her level or to my level, but that opens up a lot of possibilities for people to do leveling with friends and guildmates, which, you know, the more options there are in a game, the better, in my opinion. So we may give that a go if there's somebody else around. Who's that? That is... I can't even pronounce her name. So we might give that a go. For now, though, we're going to deliver some plans to Antelas, and then drop in a couple of quests over at the Farstrider Enclave. I do like the horse she's riding on. That is pretty fancy. So let's get outside this ring of stone that's protecting us here. Hello, Marudeva. And head up this way. hello, Miss Bat. My old nemesis. I think... yeah, I did. I saw a cat. I think...
too far away.
oh, okay. I think if you remember, we had more or less sorted out our rotation now.
Need to target something first.
Which has certainly made life a lot easier. Not flawless still, we did have some deaths last time, we will probably have some deaths again today. But as you can see, we're going through mobs a little bit quicker than we were before. Actually, you know what, I might try and get on this path. That might make things a bit safer. Ooh, what's this? Huh. Well, whatever it is, nobody is home. Did I already run into that one? I can't remember. It looks like this path should take us straight up to Antalas. And yeah, Antalas, that's how I'm going to say that. Obviously, if I am mispronouncing things, I do apologise. Language is not an exact science, and I'm not the best person at the world at it the best of times. Night Elf Moon Crystal. I think that's those tree things that we saw last time. Let's have one of our Golden Mist special brew just to see what's going on. Also, we've got some money from the auction house, or possibly just our items being returned to us. There's a dead Night Elf here, okay. So we'll pick up those. Ooh. Well, I think we were late to the party. So we'll pick up those next time we go past a post box. So who's this? A couple of scouts and Magister Silastor. Oh, thank goodness for you. It was just horrible. Night elves. They conjured their moon crystal here for some nefarious plot, but I snuck away and gathered a large group of scouts and casters from the nearby Sanctum of the Sun. We killed most of them, and the rest of the group is hunting down the remnants. I'm glad that you're here now. I was only left a couple of scouts for protection. It's not safe out here. Give me a moment and I'll read through these plans and see what the Night Elves are up to. I like his robes. I wonder if those ones that you can get in game. Ooh. Oh, it's okay, the scouts have got it. Deactivate An Owen. Their moon crystals are scrying devices. They're going to spy on us. I know that Andarath can't provide enough power for that, but An Owen, directly to the south, most definitely can. From the plans, I now have a basic knowledge of how these moon crystals work, enough to shut them down. They're keyed so that they can be turned off. You must go to An Owen, retrieve the controlling orb for one of the Night Elves, and then use it on the moon crystal to stop them from enacting their plan. Hurry, Mage.
The reckoning is at hand.
Well, it certainly is for those Night Elves, my friend. Now, how rude that they're just going to spy on us. Ugh. And the Alliance thinks that they're the good guys. Shocking. I'm just going to nip up round here and hand in those 2 quests, because that'll give us an extra XP boost, and it'll save me going down to An Owen and then having to run all the way back up again. I'm probably not going to be able to get past him, am I?
I need to get closer. I need a target.
So we'll kill him. Use our free fire blast on that one. So yeah, if you do want to come and say hello while I'm doing these live streams, you can find me on Argent Dawn in the EU. It's a nice guild, it's reasonably well populated, and it is an RP server. So, good place to come if you got a hankering to do some RP. Let's see, can we get close enough to hit that map? Yes, we can. Good job. I have to say, I do like getting this additional free hit ability. That is very useful. Particularly in places like this where mobs are quite close together and quite aggressive, to be perfectly honest. There's Zalana again. So the new content, Battle for Azeroth, I haven't actually started it yet with my main, but I've been reading quite a bit about it. It looks like we might be getting some more allied races fairly soon, which I'm quite excited about. There's speculation that one of them might be a race of snake people, and as a snake owner that is 100% up my alley. And the other one, which is being talked about a fair bit, is a race of little cute fox creatures, which my partner is super excited about. So if those come off, that would be amazing. Sorry, please excuse me. I do still have a bit of a sore throat. So here's Fardrop Strider Sedina.
Yes.
You've taken your task seriously, and thus I'd like to present you with suitable rewards. We need more allies with your courage and determination, Marudeva. Nice. So you get a survival knife and a very nice sash.
Salama Ashalanore.
So let's put that sash on, because it's better than the one we had before. And yeah, it doesn't look hideous with our weird blue and purple outfit. Now, who's that for? I think we've got to go around this one. I think if we go the other way, we get to the undead dude. And I think this way is for the elf. I was wrong. Well done. Okay, back round we go. It's Captain Helios. There we go.
The eternal sun guides us.
Kendra sent you. I might have a task for you, Mage. Dar'Khan Drathir is believed to have returned from the dead to rule over the armies of the Scourge in the Ghostlands. Dar'Khan aligned himself with the Scourge long ago, yet he was once a living, breathing elf. Much of his time was spent inside Dawnstar Spire, northeast of here. He hid there for many nights, scheming against his own. Search the tower for more information, Marudeva. Perhaps he had a journal or kept notes. One never knows where useful information might present itself.
Remember the sun well.
I'm pretty sure that the final quest of this zone is going to be to go and kill Dar'Khan. And I'm pretty sure that that might not be a quest that we can actually manage by ourselves, so we will have to take that as and when it comes. I'm just going to take a look and see if we can track mailboxes here. But there aren't any in the local area, so we'll have to do without that. So, oh no, this is interesting. So we could go up there, or we can... Yeah, you know what, the Traitor's Shadow is closer, let's do that one. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter too much what order we do all these quests in. We're going to do as much of the story in each zone as possible, basically up to the point where we can't, because either it requires group content or dungeons. And I know some people will question why I'm not doing dungeons, but honestly, with the connectivity issues that we've had recently, I don't feel that it would be fair to other players in a dungeon for us to spend the time queuing and gathering only for us to drop out partway through. So if the connectivity gets fixed, we might well do some dungeons, but only if the story requires it, because really the whole point of this exercise is to level up as you would from starting level, and most people who play this game for the first time wouldn't do it by leveling up purely in dungeons. Some would, there's no doubt about that, and there's certainly nothing wrong with leveling up purely through dungeons. Oh, I forgot these guys can do that. Oh, I don't like these things. There's certainly nothing wrong with that, it's just not what we're doing in this particular playthrough. And as I've said before, there are so many different ways to play MMOs, and that's really kind of one of the joys of playing this kind of game is, for the most part, they are designed to be accessible and playable by a large number of people. There we go. Now these things hit hard. There is a lot of them around. Oh, sugar. Been spotted. Yeah, well, there we go. This is going to be our first death of the day. You know what? Let's see if we can just get away. So mobs will chase you for a short period of time, but you can essentially run far enough that they will. There you go. That they will go back. So let's make ourselves some mana cookies and have some food. Sorry. And then we will try that again. Right. So I have to say though, being able to make these mana cookies is a definite bonus. So right, that guy is patrolling. Managed to kill him. Right, so I think if we hug this wall, we might be able to get past without that guy spotting us. And then we can take on this dude up here. Oh, no. And in fact, he has the thing that we're looking for, so let's kick his ass. We have a dusty journal. After browsing through the first few pages of this old book, he comes to the conclusion that it once belonged to the one known as Dar'Khan. As you skim through the pages in the journal, you're overcome by an unnerving sense of being watched. The contents are unsettling. Dar'Khan's soul was once filled with hatred and contempt for his own people. The extent of his machinations and plots are all documented in great detail. Perhaps there is something here that Vanna will find useful.
Inventory is full.
Oh, well, that's a pain. Let's see if we can disenchant that. That should clear up a bit of space. Right, and then I think we ought to cheat. And just escape round here. Right, let's head back, empty our bags. And see what the rangers got for us. Might have to kill some wildlife on our way there. Another one of those misbats. This place is infested with them.
I need to target something first.
Oh, hopefully we won't have to. Right, so before we go in to speak to the ranger, we're just going to sell some gear. Clear all the junk out of our inventory.
One-of-a-kind items.
I see it's tempting to keep all the meat for when we get recipes that will allow us to use them. On the other hand, we are fast running out of space. So I think we either need some bigger bags, or we need to get some recipes and actually use some of this stuff up. But we'll keep it for now. The swim speed potion, I'm going to get rid of that. I honestly don't think we need it.
We will have justice.
Right, let's head upstairs. I think it was this way. Or am I about to make the same mistake that I made last time?
Our enemies will fall.
This information is valuable, Marudeva. We all know about Dar'Khan's plans to steal the power of the Sunwell for the Scourge, but much of the information found here is completely new to us. Magister Kendris at the Sanctum of the Sun will want to look at this. And there we go. So we get a flame strike. Calls down a pillar of fire, burning all enemies within the area for 43 fire damage and reducing their movement speed. Now that sounds useful. That is one that we might be able to use against groups of enemies. So, report to Magister Kendris. The Magisters at the Sanctum of the Sun have made great progress in analysing the Scourge's weaknesses with the aid of the Forsaken. Magister Kendris will know what to do with this information. You'll find the Sanctum of the Sun southwest of here. You must hurry, Marudeva. Dar'Khan is a cunning enemy and watches our every move.
The reckoning is at hand.
Oh, are we about to be disconnected, or are we just having a spot of lag?
State your business. Salama Ashalanore.
Okay. It just misfired. Right, so now that we are level 20, there is something important that we need to do. And that is we need to head back to Silvermoon, or actually just outside Silvermoon, and learn how to ride. Because I believe that is now the right level for that. So, let's teleport to Silvermoon and see what we can do about that. I honestly hope I've got enough money for it, to be honest. Ah, here we go. It's time for you to learn how to ride. Seek out Perskamin at Thurin's Livery, southeast of the Shepherd's Gate, leaving Silvermoon City. Don't forget to buy your mount while you're there. Now, we won't actually have to buy a mount. Oh, hello. Somebody here's got a quest for me. Oh, Mage Trainer, hello. An audience with Arida. I've received an urgent message from Orgrimmar for you, Marudeva. The renowned mage Arida wants you to meet with her in Orgrimmar. I'm not sure what this is about, but if I was you, I would travel to the capital as fast as possible and seek out Arida in the Cleft of Shadow.
Keep your wits about you.
Right, so... hello. We will do that once we have concluded our business in these zones, I think. And actually that will work. We have to go via the Undercity to give the Dark Lady her necklace back. and Orgrimmar is an easy next stop from there. Hello, there's a Nightborn tourist over here. I do really like the Nightborn. They do look a bit like Drow. To be honest, that is one of the things I like about them. For those of you who don't know what Drow are, because that is always a possibility, they are a race of elves that first appeared in the Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms games, I believe, for the tabletop pen and paper role-playing games. And they are typically sort of charcoal black-skinned with white hair. While we're here as well, I'm actually going to swing by the auction house. We may as well, while we're here, see if we can sell a bit more. And we may even stop in at the tailor's, make a couple more shirts to put on the auction house. We'll see what's sold, to be honest. So, there is a mailbox here. So the red linen shirt and the meat that we tried to sell, people didn't want. That is a shame. But let's try again. You never know. Let's see. Are those worth anything to us? You know what, though? Some of these are green items, and we would actually be able to disenchant them. So how about... let's make some heavy linen gloves. And then let's just disenchant them. What are we going to get for that? Excellent. Yeah, this could work. Not sure I can disenchant that. Okay, let's take a look at our... Oh no, that's enchanting. Hang on a second. Tailoring, that's what we want to look at. Right, that's the 6-slot bag. So actually all our bags are 6-slot now. If we make some bolts of linen cloth, we should be able to make some more heavy linen gloves and then just disenchant them. Let's also, while we're here, buy some more thread.
I have one-of-a-kind items. Stay the
That
course.
should be enough. I don't want to use up all my linen at this stage, so we'll make 20 bolts of cloth and see what that gets us. And the reason, again, I'm going for the heavy linen gloves is because they're still orange, which means we'll get the most experience doing this. And they'll be useful. We could make the linen bags, but as you can see, we can make more gloves than bags. And we can't disenchant the bags, whereas this way we'll also be levelling up our enchanting, hopefully. I hope that's how it works. If not, you know, we'll try something else. There we go, so we can make 10 pairs of heavy linen gloves, which is excellent, and then we will disenchant those and see where that leaves us. What we could also do, once we've disenchanted these, oops, wrong button again, sorry, is we can see if there are any more recipes that we can learn. I'm not sure if disenchanting will actually level this up, looking at this, but it will certainly get us the reagents that we need in order to do stuff. Right,
Choose
so
wisely.
that's done well. I don't suppose... No, I don't think they
Time
actually
is of the essence.
sell stuff for enchanting, which is a shame, but let's see
State
what
your
else we can
business.
learn. So green linen braces, reinforced linen cape, and some linen boots.
The reckoning is at hand.
So let's see what those would do for us. Green linen braces, not as good as what we've got. Linen boots, not as good, but it is an appearance that we don't have yet. And a reinforced linen cape, which isn't bad actually. So let's make some more bolts of linen cloth. I feel confident getting a few more of those. Let's see what we need for the boots and the cape. So that should do for that.
Your gold is welcome here. Remember the sun well.
Oh, we need some light leather for the linen boots, okay. But we can make a cape. And then what we're going to do is equip that, because it gives us more intellect, which I believe is what we need. It is a hideous colour
Not
though.
loiter.
So I'm just going to sell her back that coarse thread,
Hold your head high.
and then we are going to disenchant this cloak. And then let's take a look at our enchanting. So we've got minor dodge, which is for braces, and minor health. Quite a ruined copper rod. So we need to get some ruined copper rods. So we need some copper rods from somewhere, which we could probably get around here, but there will be time for that in a minute. Let's go see if we can list this shirt again. So this is all sort of the maintenance stuff that you do. Ah, yeah, you see the prices have gone way down here. So someone's selling one for 97 silver. So let's go a little bit lower than that. There we go. See if we can sell some of these meaty bat wings. I'm going to put that to per unit, and we're not going to list those for very much. Somebody might want them, but we don't want to put them up too high because looks like meat isn't selling at the moment. Let's take over the bat flash. I think this was the one that was listed quite high last time I looked. Oh, nobody's selling any at the moment. Well, you know what? I still don't want to go too high per unit on those, even though there's none on the auction house. That doesn't necessarily mean people are buying it. It may just mean that nobody's bothered to list it recently, so we'll try that. So someone's selling lynx meat very cheap there, so I'm not even really sure it's worth listing that, so we won't do that. See if anyone wants clam meat. Well, that seems like a decent price for that, so... And again, we don't want to go too high with it. And this is mainly just to see if we can clear some space out. Let's see if a green pouch might sell. Well, you never know. Or... Actually, you know what? I might stick that in the bank. So let's run across to the bank while we're here. Right, what do you sell? Choose. Ah, he sells some copper rods. Let's make a few of them. And what else do you have? Do you have simple wood by any chance? Because I seem to remember that we needed that. Apparently not.
Farewell.
Okay, so while we're here, let's make some copper rods. Ah, now these fill up all our slots, so... Well, the main reason I did that, it did actually level it up. So... Oh, apparently I didn't need all these copper rods, fair enough. We might pop those on the auction house. But I wonder... This may seem a bit pointless. I wonder if I do that again, if that will level it up again. It does. Oh, well, this is fun. So what it's doing is the game is overwriting the enchantment that we've got with this one, which happens to be the same one. But if we level this up a bit, what it does mean is that we might be able to get some more enchanting recipes that will be more useful. So I know this isn't particularly interesting to watch, but I'm hoping that it will help us out in the long run. Ooh. So that thing I just clicked on there by accident, you have the possibility to increase the number of slots in your backpack if you put certain protections on your account. It's one of the ways that they encourage people to be safer with their accounts. Let's do one more of this. And I do have an authenticator. I've had it a very long time. I've never actually had my account hacked. Not that that's a challenge, but yeah, the authenticator has been very useful. And now they've also put in place a second level of security which you can add. So let's see if people actually buy copper rods. Are they soulbound? Oh, they're soulbound, so they won't be able to do that. So in that case, we will sell these. It's always an interesting thing.
Has a price.
That you can sell soulbound items to vendors, but you can't sell them to other players. And then let's go put a couple of things in the bank. And this kind of maintenance that you do when you come and level up certain things and empty out the bank, it helps to keep your bags clear, it helps to keep things in order. So let's put that green pouch in here. What else can I drop off? I'm going to put the pearl and the wool in there. I don't know why I've still got that billy club. I should have sold that. How to make a copper chain vest. That was something that I meant to sell. And we'll put the party invitation in here. We honestly don't need that. And I think we'll put the crunchy spider surprise in there as well. At least for now. Actually, why don't we just load all our crafting reagents that we've got there for cooking? Because I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do about cooking We need to level it up a bit before we can use any of that. And that requires enchanting 90, so we will put that in there as well. That needs to go to the Undercity. As you can see, just doing a little bit of maintenance, we've cleared a lot of space here, so that has definitely been worth it. We're going to go sell that Billy Club, and I'm just going to go back to the auction house and stick that on there. That's Kylene and Zaxia. I think they are some of our resident role players. Get a lot of roleplay in Silvermoon.
Choose wisely.
Where else? And other than the infamous areas of the Alliance side, I think Silvermoon is our biggest area for role-playing here, so let's see what this goes for. So, about 189, that's not a huge amount. So we'll list that for 150. Maybe somebody will buy it, maybe they won't. One thing I would be interested in is finding some more enchanting supplies, because I think the enchanter was back up by the palace, weren't they? Oh well, it's not too far away. Let's nip in there quickly and see what we can find. There's the ambassador again. I do love the very important red robes that people have got. Oh, there's Zalana again. Hello Zalana, we've seen you a lot this session. Would very much like to get one of those red robes from Marudeva. I think it'd be a very blood elfy look, rather than this fancy purple thing that we've got on. Which I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. It almost looks like something that might look better on a night elf with their more purple type skin. Right, so I believe description, enchanting supplies, hello. This is exactly what we were after.
What do you seek?
So there's some simple wood. Right, so what do we actually need? So a lesser magic wand, we need one lesser magic essence, and we need one simple wood. We've got some greater magic essence. So if I buy 3 of those, disenchant one of them, we can make 3 of those. We can also make some minor dodge, but that also would go on bracers, and we're fine with what we've got. If we do that, now I'm really only equipping this, as you can see this staff is a lot better, but I'm equipping that in order to put it into our collected looks. So we can now use that one if we go to a transmogrifier. I don't know what that is or who collected it, it's quite fancy. Inquisitor's Wand, so we'll be able to use that when we're higher level. Inscription supplies, so we actually want enchanting trainer. So what else can we learn? Minor health. Permanently enchants chest armor, so yeah, let's see about that. And again, this is one that we can do, so let's find our chest armor and enchant that. And again, we could carry on for a while and do those, but I don't think we'll bother. And again, I could take these to the auction house and sell them, but we've spent quite a bit of time here doing this, so... Actually, I could have disenchanted them, couldn't I? Never mind. But yeah, now let's go and sort out our riding. So let's click on that one, report, learn to ride. Periskamin. It's an interesting name, that. I do wonder if there is a set naming style to a lot of the Blood Elf names, or if they were interesting keyboard smashes, or I don't know, just names that sounded good to the developers at the time. There are definitely some curious ones. Let's quickly head through Murder Row. Hope maybe it gets us on the way. And I actually believe that Periskamin will be found beyond our dear friend the arsehole Magister by the lake. I think that's the right general direction to find him in. So I think what we'll do with enchanting is we will gather up some more supplies, disenchant some more gear, and then come back and maybe do a bit of a binge and see if we can get through it. And certainly if we can feed into it with our tailoring skills, that will make things go faster. See, I believe if we head up this way to the left, sort of over here, we should be able to find him. Excuse me, I just have to have a drink. Actually, you know what, I'm going to get back on the path. Much as it would be nice to walk through the woods. Ah yeah, there we go, he's showing up on the map now. So this will be basic level riding, which I believe increases our movement speed by 60%. And then when we get higher level, we'll be able to put that up to 100%. And most mounts now scale, so we won't have to change the mount we're using like you used to have to. Hello.
We will persevere.
Don't forget to buy your mount while you're here. You can buy one from Winestra just outside.
Death to all who oppose us.
Now this is a key thing. We've completed the quest, but we haven't yet learned how to ride. We have to click on him again. And here we go, Apprentice Riding. And look at that, that's actually going to wipe out a little over half all the gold that we've managed to collect in the game so far. So there we go.
We will have justice.
And now we can click on here, click on mounts, and all these mounts we can now actually use. We can't use the flying mounts yet. Here's Cedric, my favourite white mount. Sorry, my favourite Drake mount, the Albino Drake. I do have other dragons, but Cedric is my favourite. So we could jump on any of these that I've collected with my other characters. Nice Undead Horse. Or War Raptor if you fancy it. But the one we're actually going to use is the Sandstone Drake. So now we can actually turn into a dragon. Actually, let's see that again. Take a quick screenshot of that. So this was the idea with the role-playing side of the character, that he is a dragon in elf form. And now we'll be able to run around as a dragon. And even better, if we're in a party with somebody, they will actually be able to hop on our back and ride us. In the purely platonic way, of course. And so yeah, this increases ground speed by 60%. That will just make getting around a bit faster, and to be honest, a little bit more comical. And there's Marudeva taking shelter. You know, there's that teleporting guard again. Every single time we come here, he seems to glitch. He's always been hitting the mana a bit too hard. And now what we're going to do is we're going to catch a flight path back to Tranquillin, because running back while entertaining would take too long.
Our enemies will fall. The reckoning is at hand.
And so we're going to head back here. We're going to land in Tranquillin, and we're going to do some hunting in the some spinal dust and maybe some rotting hearts. and then we'll head back to the Sanctum of the Sun. So yes, hello and welcome if you've just joined us. I am the Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up a mage in World of Warcraft. So we've just learned how to ride, and we're making good progress. So around this level, level 20, we're kind of counted as sort of having finished the starting areas from a level point of view. And you can see here the Adventures Guide has lit up. So if we click on that, it tells us what else we can do. We've got the Wailing Caverns, which is a dungeon. We could join a random battleground, or we could go to the Hillsbrad Foothills and join the Forsaken. And that may be the area that we go to next. We'll see what happens. Oh, I think we've been disconnected. Quite a good time for that to happen. So the idea with the Adventurer's Guide is it always used to be that you would follow quests through to the end of the storyline, and then they would direct you to somebody else, or sometimes they didn't and they just left you to sort of wander around and look for a new quest hub. The current way that the game plays, the Adventurer's Guide will give you hints on where to head, which can be useful, to be honest, and it makes things a little bit quicker working out where you're going, and it even gives you a little bit of a reward for heading to certain areas. Not a huge amount, but you know, every little helps. So here we are in the Dead Scar, and we are going to be collecting some spinal dust and maybe some rotting hearts. Now, the Rotting Hearts quest in particular, back in Burning Crusade, was rather notorious for taking a very long time to do. Oh! The Saltwater Raiders has invited us to join a guild. We're going to decline that. Very, very kind of you to invite us, and thank you, but we are going to stay ungilded for now. So a lot of guilds will send out random invitations. It always used to be that it was considered polite to talk to people before inviting them to a guild, but I honestly don't mind that people don't. It saves a bit of time if you're not interested in a guild, rather than having random conversations and then having to turn people down. So yeah, thank you for the invite, Saltwater Raiders, but we are not really interested in being pirates. Which I assume is what that guild is about. I could be completely wrong. Anyway, as I was saying, the Rotting Hearts quest was notorious for being difficult. But when I was helping my girlfriend out with her quests the other night, I collected a huge number of them, and again the spinal dust seems to be dropping a lot more easily than it used to. And that's good. It is... Oh wow, yeah, let's try this just to see what it... Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, okay, I like that. So yeah, that is making the game a little bit easier, but also making it more fun, because actually spending hours and hours grinding the same mobs over and over, unless you are specifically looking for a rare drop like a pet or a piece of armour, to be honest, it's just not that fun to do. So for a simple quest like this, which isn't even a particularly important or high level quest, it can kind of grind you down if it's taking days, and the Rotting Hearts quest could actually take days back in Burning Crusade. It just sort of spoiled the enjoyment, to be honest. You might notice I'm repeating phrases. I know I've said "to be honest" a fair number of times already today. I am actually very tired. As I said at the beginning of the stream, we have had some family events going on, which is why there was no stream yesterday, and I have been very tired. I haven't slept much at all in the last couple of days. Now, hopefully I won't be too much more of a rambling idiot than I am normally, so...
I don't have a target.
Ooh, Seer's gloves. Are they any good? Right, we're going to equip them because we haven't got that appearance yet, but actually the ones we were wearing were better, so we are going to disenchant them. And again, if we click on collections and go on the collected ones, those are, it'll show us the Seer's gloves. So they are kind of ugly, to be honest. Still, never hurts to get them. We've run out of undead. Any more up this way? I bet they're all going to start respawning again as soon as we get the last one. Oh, oh, there's one, there's one. I think from a roleplay point of view, the only thing that could make the Sandstone Drake even cooler, for me, would be if you could actually breathe fire on people. But then I think that would actually be making dragons a playable class, and clearly that's not something Blizzard's particularly interested in at this point in time. I do know people, however, who've used the Demon Hunter class to represent playing dragons, and if you remember way back at the very first stream that we started with Marudeva, oh no, let's not do that, that was a reason why I tried to play a Demon Hunter. We've had a good run of Spinal Dust, but now none of them seem to be dropping it. There's also these purple stones around here, which I kind of feel like they should be linked to a quest. But I haven't actually picked up a quest that seems to involve them, so I don't know if that's somebody else's quest that that relates to, like maybe a high level one, or possibly even one relating to the Alliance, who knows. Yeah, I think we've started to get some respawns going on now. So I'm hoping next week normal service will be resumed, and as I mentioned last time, I may do some additional streams over the weekend. It really depends. Obviously real life commitments have to take precedent over in-game ones. And again, in the future there may be times when I have to ditch live streaming for other commitments, things like job interviews, which I'm hoping I'll get a few more of sometime soon. Incidentally, if you're in the sort of vague Birmingham area and you have a job that needs filling, do feel free to send me a message, and if I've got the skills for it, I will happily apply. As much as I would like to be a live streamer for a living, I have to be realistic about this and pay my bills, so... Actually, let's go for him, seeing as he's just spotted us. I find it interesting with these undead that the Death Cage Scryers appear to be wearing heavier armour, and yet they're the spellcasters. Very bizarre. Yeah, but then I'm not a necromancer, so what would I know about it? Ooh, pulled two of them. Never mind. I have a thing for that. Just for the lols. Oh. Oh no, I did set him on fire, that's right. I thought I'd missed them for a second, that would have been a waste. Oh, I don't know why this guy's so tough. He does not want to die. There we go. Right, let's have a cookie. So we only need 2 more spinal dust, so we're doing well on that front. Oops. Oh, okay. These risen creepers are actually surprisingly tough. And it's always frustrating when you only have 1 more of something that you need for a quest and it doesn't seem to want to drop. Let's see if he's got one. Do you have a spine, sir? Does it have dust in it? Perfect. Right, so let's head a little bit further down the scar. Whee! Flappy flap. Yeah, let's head down here and see if we can get some rotting hearts. So thinking of that, the flappy flap comment, a little while ago I flew past somebody who was using a flying mount who was repeating in the local channel, so they were talking out loud essentially in game, flappy flap dragon over and over and over again. Which was weirdly endearing, actually. Yeah, you see, there's a rotten heart. It was weirdly endearing. It was like they were encouraging their dragon to carry on flying. I don't know what they were actually doing, and I can't remember their name, or I'd give them a shout out and ask.
I need to target something.
But it did amuse me. Now it looks like that when we get that particular buff, our flame strike might also have a reduced cast time. So I might just test that out in a minute and see what happens. I've got to keep an eye out for these phantasmal watchers as well. So yes, we can then cast that instantly too, which is useful. The reason I say we should look out for the phantasmal watchers is because I'm not convinced that they're going to drop any rotting hearts. And they look like there'd be trouble. So at the moment we're not pulling huge mobs, so I think I'm going to stick to the Pyroblast rather than the Flame Strike. Be kind of tempted to take the Flame Strike into a bunch of Murlocs though and see what happens. That could be a disaster, or it could be funny, or I guess it could be a funny disaster. And the other nice thing is, even though it is repetitive to do quests like this, we are making a reasonable amount of experience and earning back some of the gold that we lost buying the mount, or buying the riding skill, I ought to say. Oh dear.
I need to target something.
Okay, so we've got 2 guys on us now. Set them both on fire. The reason I've frozen him is to try and give us a chance to actually get off a hit. Oh, never mind. Oh, look, and that was that Phantasmal Watcher. I knew there was a reason we had to keep an eye on them. Honestly, trouble, I tell you. On the plus side, we're relatively close to Tranquillan, so it's not going to be a long run back for once. And let's face it, if we don't have at least 3 deaths, then it's not one of my live streams, is it? Right, here we go. Let's find a safe-ish spot. That looks pretty good. And now we're going to go and take some revenge. Much better. I also hope we get a few more Rotting Hearts by now, although given that the first time I did this quest it took a very long time. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hello and welcome. Got a comment in chat saying loot his spine. Now this time we're after the hearts. We've done the spine. Hearts now. Although I guess I could yank out his spine for fun. I mean, that is always a possibility. Can't trust these blood elves. I believe we've also now had it confirmed from Blizzard that we won't be getting any other group of high elves as playable characters, and if you want to play a high elf type, your only choices are going to be blood elves or void elves, which are the alliance side allied race. Although some people are now speculating that we might get the Sanyalan, who are the elven vampires that first appeared in Wrath of the Lich King as an allied race, although whether they would be alliance or horde... Oh, there's one. I mean, I'm guessing it would make sense that they would be horde allied, seeing as they already have some dealings with the horde. But that would seem a bit strange to me, because then you would have another blood elf type race alongside the actual blood elves, as well as another undead race. So as far as possible allied races go, personally I don't rate their chances, but we'll see. I could be completely wrong, because there was also a time when Blizzard said that they would never put Pandaren into the game, and they got a whole expansion, which I'm very grateful for, because it's one of my favourites. Ooh, an opaque wand. What's that? What it is crap, so let's disenchant it. Yay. I like that little pinging sound. Now, I have been told that there may actually be a way for me to put the chat channel onto my live stream so that you can actually see what's being said in chat as it comes up. It's something I'm willing to play with perhaps when we start getting a few more people joining us in chat. Otherwise it would just be kind of, I don't want to say wasted space, but it might be a distraction from what we're actually doing on screen, but it's something that I might play with in the future. Could be good for a laugh. Although, of course, I might have to get a little bit stricter about the, ooh, a blue leather bag, about the chat rules. Right, so we've got a blue leather bag. So let's replace... let's replace the courier's bag. And that will give us a little bit more space there. Let's pop that in there so we can keep it for later. Let's pop those in there. That mushroom, I swear, has been stolen straight out of Super Mario. A red speckled mushroom. I'd rather not get health back by doing shrooms. That seems like a bad idea. Oh. Yeah, that actually worked. I'm quite impressed. So we're up to 6 rotting hearts. That's pretty decent, to be honest. 4 more to go. We might also have a look and see if Knucklerot and Lurzran are around. And if they are, whether there's anybody else in the area that might want to help us fight them. As I'm absolutely certain that there's no way we're going to be able to do it by ourselves. Even if we only managed to catch one of them and the other one wasn't there as well. So again, that's something that I saw when I was helping my partner with her quests the other night. It used to be... Oh, there's Lurzran. It used to be that one of them would walk down towards the entrance of Deathhome, way down the bottom of the scar there, and the other one would walk across the road. But we actually saw them walking together and using exactly the same path, which meant we were just dealing with one when the other one turned up and, to be honest, beat the crap out of us. So, and you can see he's now scaled up to a level 21 elite. So not only is he scaling to our level, but he's still keeping that elite status, which makes him an even harder mob to kill. What we can do is put out a general in the Ghostlands. And see if anybody else is about that might be able to help us with this. You never know. So the local channel, I wouldn't say it gets a huge amount of use in this game, if I'm perfectly honest. But it has its uses. You know, I'm going to kill that guy, because otherwise I'm just going to run into him later. And look, there we go, there's Knucklerot as well, and you can see they're actually moving on exactly the same path, which is not something I was used to. So we saw Lurzran walking past there, and now Knucklerot is going to do the same. Now on the plus side, it presumably means that they're actually easier to find. You don't have to spend quite so much time wandering around looking for them. The downside is you can see on the map here how close together they are, and in a moment we might actually be able to see them crossing over. And you can see they are using exactly the same path. Well, I definitely don't want to get too close. Yep, there they are. Let's get a screenshot of that actually before they collide with one another. I will say the Stitched Abomination, the Stitched Abominations are some of my favourite monster models in this game. They are truly disgusting. That third hand and all their guts hanging out. Very nicely done by Blizzard there. Nobody's replied to me shouting out, so I'm going to assume that there's nobody around at the moment that wants to do that. Although, who's that? That is another Blood Elf. Jeroas. Hello, Jeroas. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tag along with him. He's got the chauffeured Mechana Hog. And see where he's going, because if he is around this area... No? Nope, never mind. I was hoping that maybe he was after Knucklerot and Lurzran as well. And speaking of which, there they go. We did head over this way, so let's just follow for a moment. I'm basically being a bit opportunistic here, and seeing if somebody else is going to get involved. Sometimes this is the only way to do difficult quests, is just see if you get lucky. I suspect we're more likely to be attacked by that spider than we are to get help with this. No, he's just heading straight up there. So they do seem to be going up to the ziggurats and then just coming back and crossing over in the middle. So we know where to find them. Right, let's finish getting these hearts and then move on to something else. Brilliant. Actually, let's go for that one, he's a bit closer. You're a Dreadbone Sentinel. Let's see if you're flammable. Excellent. Fire locked? What a git. That's not going to stop me. Oh, he's dropping spinal dust, which we actually don't need. Oh well. Extra spinal dust, I guess. Oh, there's one of my friends coming online. We may have to be rude if she starts talking to me and not reply for a little bit. There we go. Which I always feel slightly bad about, but I don't want to spend all my time tapping away on the keyboard when I'm meant to be concentrating on the live stream. Right. Oh no, he's heading that way, that's okay. Right, I kind of want to get back on the road. I just really do not want to engage these guys. It's so tempting. I mean, I'd love to give it a go, but at the same time, we're already up to 2 deaths, and I've not even started doing anything particularly interesting in this stream, so we're going to leave it. We'll try again later. So I believe both of these quests actually have to be handed in to the same person in Tranquillon. And once we've done that, we will... there's our map gone. We will head down here to deactivate Anowen. No, Anowen, that's how I was saying it, wasn't it? Oh, dear me. I don't think he's...
is welcome here.
Spider Kebab. Excellent. So that would use up some of our small spiders. And there's that spiced wolf meat, which we don't have any wolves. Blackened supplies, stag flank, boiled clams, that's a long way off. Coyote. So we have to go pretty high up the list. Yeah, thank you. Before we actually find anything that you can use the meat in this area for, which is a bit annoying. Ooh. Who was that? That was definitely a hunter, but I didn't catch their name. Also, just noticed there's a trade supply person up here. Hello.
Welcome here.
Oh, excellent. So you can actually get quite a lot of stuff here. In the meantime, let's sell her this stuff. And that extra spinal dust. Use the money. Oh, excuse me.
A new Belore Delinar.
So, let's start with rotting hearts. Do you have the zombie hearts I requested, Marudeva? Take this draught, Marudeva. After you drink it, your physical strength against the scourge will receive a boost. If you need more than this sample, bring me more hearts. So it increases attack power by 9 against undead. That's not going to be enough for us to take on Knucklerot and Lurzarin, but useful. And there she's got a repeatable, so we could collect more hearts, another 10.
Farewell.
And get another one.
Sun
Excellent. So spinal dust. Do you have the samples I requested, Marudeva? Take this, Marudeva. You'll feel the difference immediately. Feel free to bring me more spinal dust. I can use as much of it as you can provide. Oh, apparently side effects include disconnects. Again, though, not a bad place for it to happen, all told.
Valadash Malanore.
Where were we? Side effects? You might start feeling your joints acting up a bit. Nothing permanent, I assure you. That's a bit worry. So that will increase our spell power against the undead. So what we're going to do is we are going to keep those, because I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to be sent into Death Home, and it would make more sense to keep it for them. So now we're going to go and keeps on tracking everything. We're going to deactivate Anoen. So let's take a quick look at the map. Let's head down the road and actually stay on the path this time now we've got our mount or our transformation. Just bounce along here. I think one of the things I really like about World of Warcraft is the world is so huge and strange and complicated now that really you can have a dragon wandering around outside the Blood Elf areas and it's really no weirder than anything else that happens in this game. So where are we now? We're in this covered part of the map. Let's see if we can... I always like to uncover the map if possible because it just makes navigating a bit easier, but it can be tricky. Something significant? There were people here. There we go, that's cleared it off a bit. And I think we've been spotted by something, but I'm just going to run away like the coward that I am. That sounds... oh, it's a mist bat. 2 mist bats? One of them's decided to run away. Very wise of it. You've got to say, the mist bats here have got some balls taking on a dragon. And we've got a quest that has popped up here. So let's head along and see what we can do. Hello.
What business have you?
Clearing the way. Magister Kendris sent me down here to clear the area of any hostile wildlife. Once this area is secured, the Magisters plan to turn it into some sort of advanced outpost against the Scourge. Now, if there's one thing I've learned as an apprentice, it's to delegate responsibility, especially in matters that endangers one's life. That's very sensible. If you're interested, I'll pay you well to kill the greater spindlewebs and ghostclaw ravagers to the west and south of here.
Shorel Aran.
So, More wildlife killing. Brilliant, because we haven't done any of that in a hot minute. But yes, we will help this fellow, because anything that helps us take on the Scourge is a good thing. Hello, Marudeva. Pretty sure I saw a spider over here. Now if we get some small spider legs as opposed to crunchy spider legs, we should be able to do some cooking and level that up as well. Now, leveling up trade and craft ability, some people will go out and buy everything they need from the auction houses and level up very quickly. Other people will...
I don't have a target.
Yeah, that's fine. Will do what I'm doing here and level up as they play, which takes longer and...
I need to get closer.
Okay. Which can mean some backtracking. I'm doing it this way because, again, I'm...
It's too far away.
Really? Doesn't look too far away, mate. See? And again, because I'm replicating what it can be like for new players playing this game, we're going to do it this way. This is quite nice, actually. Most of this wildlife that we need to kill seems to be relatively close together, which always makes life easier. Ooh, Prospector's boots. There's a spider. Are you going to bitch at me if that walks too far away, Marudeva? You are, aren't you? Get.
I'm out of range.
There, that one's definitely close enough. I find it interesting that they're all dropping crunchy spider legs and not the spider legs that we actually need. Right. Oh, there's one. Hello, Marudeva. Right, let's take a quick look at our map. We need to head sort of that way, really. Well, I guess while there's still stuff to attack here, we can stay here and do this. I know I keep saying how easy it is to get distracted in this game, and this again is a prime example of it. That we started off with one intention and we've been all over the zones, doing all other kinds of things. We still haven't actually got round to the quest that we were aiming for. Oh, there's one over there. So we're doing well. Over halfway through with that. I am wondering though if this guy's also going to give us a quest to kill more mist bats once we've done this. It's a possibility. We'll have to be prepared for that to happen. At least now we are heading the right way for the Deactivate Anno quest. And to be honest, if we get there and we haven't killed all of these creatures, we can always kill them on the way back again. Well, I think at least for spiders we're going to be okay. So that should be our last spider there, and then we just need a couple more lynxes. And in fact there is a lynx over there. Let's see if we can pull him without enraging the spiders too much. Oh! He actually just went and killed one of the spiders, did you see that? And who's that over there? Dirty Play. There's an interesting name. And they are riding Garm Nighthell, who I believe is a mount from Warlords of Draenor, which was one of the previous expansions. Always a nice choice for a mount, that one. It's a good looking wolf. Right, so that is all of that we need to do. So if we sneak down this way, we should find an Owen. And there is a Night Elf, so we're definitely in the right area.
Something first.
It's always worth remembering Night Elves will try and run away, which is very annoying. It's a common theme among the humanoid prey. Prey? I shouldn't really call them prey, but that is basically the truth when you're playing this game, is, you know, you are out to kill people. So what we're doing here is we have to get the Night Elf Moon Crystal deactivated by finding a control orb, which one of these elves will be carrying.
I need a target.
And seeing as there's no... Ah, there's the control orb. And seeing as there's no marker on the map for a specific NPC, you just have to kill people until it drops. And now what we have to do is clear some space so we can get over there and do what we need to do without being harassed. The music here really is quite lovely. Oh, got spotted. Oof, that actually hurt. Right, let's not make that mistake again. Okay. So do this. Excellent. Right, now we are going to leg it. Run away! I think I mentioned before, can't actually fly in this part of the game. It is a no-fly zone. I know we're being attacked, and she can chase us all she wants, but we are actually going to get away faster than she can catch up. There's a bat there, so we're just going to be a bit careful about that. And what I'm hoping is that now we're out of combat, our health should go back up on its own. And here's good old Vorel again.
We'll persevere.
Thanks for giving me a hand, Marudeva. I was dreading the thought of venturing into the woods this close to Deathhome. Again, very sensible.
Time is of the essence.
Oh, he's not going to send us to kill misbats. Fair enough. Right, in that case we're going to go back to the Sanctum of the Sun. And I suspect we're getting close to the end of this quest train. Chain is what I mean. Sorry, I am very tired today. Here we are. Hello, Varan. Nice to see other people around here. You're 26 Mage. Very nice. And they're wearing the Tattered Dreadmist outfit, which is the heirloom set that can help with Mage and Warlock leveling.
Our enemies
It's
will
on a very
fall.
fancy Dark Hawk Strider. You wish to speak to me? This book, it can't be. It's Dar'Khan's very own handwriting. There must be information here that will reveal a weakness in our opponent. Oh, come on. Why is it always while I'm reading stuff out? Never mind. Yep. Right. Let's try that again. There must be information here that will reveal a weakness in our opponent. You've done well in coming to us, Marudeva. The Farstriders have shown great wisdom in leaving this matter in our hands. This armour should help you further our cause. I think it actually will. The Twin Ziggurats. According to this journal, Dar'Khan promised the Scourge two powerful elven artifacts, the Stone of Light and the Stone of Flame. These were imbued with the magical energies of the Sunwell and attuned to have warding powers against the Scourge. The crystals were to be transported to where the Howling Ziggurat and the Bleeding Ziggurat now stand, in the middle of the Dead Scar. If they're still held there, we need to recover them. Their power will be greatly useful in our struggle against the enemy. Oh great, those are the Ziggurats that those two abominations are guarding. Right, well, let's equip these silk trousers. And those are leather, so we can't use those, so let's disenchant those. There's our friend Dirty Play. Right, let's head back that way, and there are now other players in the area, so we can put out another call, see if anyone will help us kill Knucklewot and Lurzarin, and go into the Ziggurats. And just while we're here, if I bring up the collected thing, it should show us. These are the red silk trousers. They look a bit like skinned muscle, if I'm perfectly honest, so good thing that we're wearing them under a robe. So yeah, we've literally got to go right back to where those two big monsters are. I guess what we could do actually here, there are some gargoyles around, but if we come up from behind, we might be able to get in without having to actually go past Knucklewot or Lurzarin. Which would be quite useful.
I need to get
because they are giant gits in every sense of the word. Right, let's put out another call and just see if anybody's around. hopefully if they walk away we can get around the side and get in. All about being sneaky with some of these things. Right, that worked. Yeesh. Okay, in we go. Oh, we've been spotted. Will they actually come out and fight us? They will, okay. Oh, come on. Well, I hit the wrong button there, so we may die. Oof, that was nasty. I'm going to be a bit careful, because if one of those abominations comes up behind us, we're going to be in trouble. Others in here? There are. Oh, cripes. Yeah, I think we're going to die here. Okay, we're still alive. This is good. That's one of them. I'm going to have a cookie here while I can see what's around us. And so that's quite dramatic, isn't it? Let's get a screenshot of that. But I don't want to hang around in here in case those guys respawn. Let's get out. Again, nobody's answered our call. So I honestly think unless we actually see somebody attacking them, we're probably just going to have to leave them. It is so tempting, it is. Oh, go on then. We're gonna die. But I just want to see what we could potentially do. Yes, he's just hacking through our health. Whoa! That wasn't fun. Okay, let's get out of here. We got him down to half health, you know, that was actually better than I thought it was going to be. So that was a worthy death. But yeah, we definitely still can't take those guys on. If we had somebody to tank, maybe we could. Let's just enjoy our little run back to our corpse. So yeah, I feel that was worth it. I know it was reckless and a bit stupid, but sometimes you just have to give things a go. And then die horribly. Right, so let's find ourselves a spot near here. Can't see either of them. Should be safe. And then we're going to do what we did last time and kind of sneak in round the back way.
It's too far away.
we'll have to keep an eye on the map for those yellow blobs of doom.
I don't have a target.
Right. This is the bleeding ziggurat. Need to find the way in. Which I'm guessing is around the other side. Can I get around this way? Yes, I can. Excellent. Now, I suspect, again, this is going to have a similar layout inside. Oh wow, yeah, that went much better than last time. Already I'm half health. Right, let's get out of here while we still can. Ooh. You coming up this way? He is. Let's bail. Oh no, spotted. Yeah, that's right. Jab it in the ribs, Marudeva. Let's forget all the magic stuff and just, okay. We definitely want to back off now. So where are we heading? We're going to go back across the scar. I guess one nice thing about Knucklerot and Lurzarin is they are actually fairly slow. Which means they're relatively easy to avoid, I guess. You know, when quests aren't sending you right at them. But yeah, having our transformation, our mount here, definitely makes this a lot quicker. What's that one we've got a hand in? Crystal Controlling Orb and the Twin Ziggurats. Oh yes, of course, from Anoen. Well, let's go and do that first, because it's a little bit further away. And then I suspect that might be the end of that quest chain. And then we'll do the Twin Ziggurats. And as I said before, I suspect that when we get sent into Deathhome, there'll be a quest there that we just won't be able to do alone either. And unless we get help doing it, we'll probably have to bail on the zone and come back later when we're a bit more powerful. There is always potential that somebody else might be doing the quest at the same time as us, of course, so we live in hope. And hello and welcome if you've just joined us. I am Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up a mage in World of Warcraft. This is our very handsome mage Marudeva, currently transformed into a dragon. And you can see just there his little friend Mareva, the bronze whelp. And we're just finishing up the, or what I believe to be the tail end of the quests in the Blood Elf starting area.
Anaria Shola.
That's a relief, Mage. I can assure you that if you hadn't deactivated those scrying orbs, we would be in a more tenuous position than the one we're already in. And again, the minute I start reading, we get logged out. I wonder if that might be worth putting in a bug about, say if I spend too long reading a quest, it boots me. Who knows? Yep, thank you for that.
Victory lies ahead.
To think, surrounded by enemies, and one of them able to spy upon our any move. But now we don't need to worry about that, thanks to you. Here, take this. I want you to be rewarded for your efforts, and I just happen to have a few things here that I no longer have use for. So we're going to get a divining crystal, which isn't as good as what we've actually got, so...
Remember the Sunwell.
And that was a decent chunk of experience, though, so... Let's just disenchant that. Any good? No. And that's leather, so we can't use that. That's crunchy spider legs, which are of no use to us. So we've handed that one in. So let's head back to the Sanctum of the Sun and see where they want us next. So I did start a bit late today, so I will carry on streaming until about 5, maybe 10 past 4, which will be about 10 past 5 realm time. And if you are looking to join us at all, you can find us on Argent Dawn in the EU. And Argent Dawn has been my home in Warcraft basically since I started playing. I don't think I even have characters on other servers. And now with the cross-realm server feature, or the cross-realm system, I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Cross-server realms, maybe? I don't know, I'm just making up combinations of words now. You can actually play with people on other servers, providing you're in the same geographical locality. So if you're in the EU, you can play with people from other EU servers. And if you're in the US, you can play with people from other US servers. So where your server home is matters a little bit less. Although I always try and stick to Argent Dawn. It's a nice community here. So here we have the Magister. Have you recovered the crystals yet? Yes, I have. The rumours were true. The Stone of Light and the Stone of Flame do exist. We shall use their power to create weapons against Dar'Khan. Use them when the time is right, and the energies of the Sunwell trapped within these objects will vanquish him with the very power he sought to steal from us. Oh, now this is interesting. So these actually have slottable abilities. So we can either have a sword or the orb. Arcane damage over 5 seconds, silencing. So they've got the same slottable ability. Let's go with the sword. And even though it's not as good as our staff, I am actually going to equip that. And then what we can do is, you can see that's got a cooldown showing, is you can actually put that on your toolbar and use that as a special ability. So we're going to try doing that. So the Traitor's Destruction, here we go. Everything we've done in the Ghostlands has been done with the goal of taking back what is rightfully ours. The Scourge have maintained their chokehold on the region for far too long. The time has come for payback, Marudeva. Thanks to your help and the help of our new allies, the Forsaken, vengeance will soon be ours. He who sought to steal the power of the Sunwell must die. Go to Deathhome, the Scourge stronghold south of the Dead Scar. Bring me Dar'Khan's head, and your deeds will go down in history. And it's saying here suggested players 5. Although we would get a very nice staff out of it.
Salama Ashalanore.
I think the chances of us successfully doing this quest are pretty slim. But we'll head down there and give it a shot anyway. And we've got 2 more quests here as well.
The dark times will pass.
Captives at Deathhome. Ah yes, I possess a draft that will break most forms of alchemically induced stupor. Side effects include confusion, nausea, and in rare cases temporary blindness. All much preferable to whatever the Scourge plans to do to the prisoners in Deathhome, if you ask me. Best of luck, brave mage, you're going to need it. Oh, so we've got to go and rescue some people
Hold
with
your
a
head high.
draft, okay.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Oh, he's got 2 quests for us. War on Deathhome. If you seek to aid our cause, there is no better place to start than here, and no better time to do it than now. By rebuilding the Sanctum of the Sun, we've raised a banner of defiance in front of our enemy's seat of power, Deathhome. Go forth and fight the hordes of undead that inhabit the vile Scourge fortress. So that's just some general murder that we need to do. And Dar'Khan's lieutenants. The odious traitor Dar'Khan has risen to great power among the ranks of the Scourge. His lieutenants command vast armies of undead against our dwindling numbers. Massafet the Black, Durian the Deceiver, Borgoth the Bloodletter, Medoran the Fallen. Learn these names well, for in the Ghostlands these Scourge leaders are second only to Dar'Khan himself. Slay them, and their mindless armies will be thrown into disarray. So,
Keep your wits about you.
let's get that done. So, some of this we will be able to do, but I think Dar'Khan himself may be beyond us. However, there is no rule against coming back at a much higher level and just beating the snot out of him in a later live stream, so let's head down to Deathhome and see what we can do. What we'll also do as well, I think, is when we do try and go up against him, we'll pop those 2 potions that are supposed to give us a boost against undead. See if that helps at all. I see, yeah. So the last parts of the map we've got here are Zulaman, which is a dungeon. We may pop up there later just to clear that part of the map. Then we've got a pass down here which will lead to the Plaguelands, and then Deathhome, which I think we're going to go and uncover now. So this is the path into the Eastern Plaguelands. So you can always just trot up here and explore a little bit. And there we can see the top of Deathhome over the side there. So that's the Thalassian Pass. Excellent, so we've got that uncovered. Lots of spiders around here. And what we are now going to do is just hopefully not die. Yeesh. And we're going to go and break into Deathhome. Very exciting. So even if we can't kill Dar'Khan, we should be able to do a fair bit of mischief. This is a lesser Scourge Bat, so I dread to think what a greater Scourge Bat looks like. And I think before we head in, we might just sit down and have a cookie. Because I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of stuff in Deathhome. And most of it, of course, is going to want to kill us. Right, so that's our health back up. And yeah, that's cleared out that little part of the map there. Let's start with him. Is he now too far away?
I'm out of range.
Yeah, that was a waste of time. In that case, we actually need to kill this dude. There we go. One of them off the list. You can see on our mini-map the number of different locations we need to go to do everything. So let's start at this side and just work our way round, I guess. So I'm not actually going to pop those potions that we were given until we take on Dar'Khan himself, because I think we're going to need every bit of help we can get with that. Got some new music here as well. Oof, that noise they make. Hate it. So that's Medoran the Fallen. So, I mean, I could go in there and see what's going on in there, but let's just pull him out here and set fire to him. Really? That's, I think, the best thing to do. So that's interesting. See, he seems to have an ability that can actually prevent us from doing our normal attacks. Which is pretty mean, if you ask me. That was quite tough. Did not enjoy that at all. And we had to use our last health potion, which is annoying. But then I guess this was never going to be an easy part of the area, so probably to be expected. I don't think I've got any more health potions, no. What does that do? See, that's much better intellect, but although I wonder if I can still use that ability if I don't have it slotted. That's good. No, I can't because it's just taken my staff off me again. The other thing there as well is we can't use the staff and then just swap straight over onto that while we're fighting Dar'Khan. Because it's got a cooldown which you can see is going on there. So let's just see what we can do. I know I keep saying that, it's more for my own reassurance than anything else. We should be able to get rid of these guys at least. So if we can't kill Dar'Khan, I think what we'll do is we will head straight to the Undercity and do the hand in the quest that we've got there, and then we will head to Orgrimmar and see what the quest there is. I'm a little bit wary coming back here because I'm pretty sure that guy's going to respawn. Oh dear. Oh, I bollocks this up. Oh, there's one behind me. Brilliant. Let's see if we can take out some of them on the way. But yeah, we're dead. No doubt about it. There we go. But we killed one of them. That is a small victory. So where has it dumped us? Not too far away. I suspect there are going to be a few more deaths here before we are finished with Death Home. That was unfortunate, but worse things have happened, so... At least we can make sort of a beeline back again, rather than going by the roads. And again, we wouldn't actually want to use the Spirit Healer and Resurrect, because that would give us Resurrection Sickness, which would make all of this take even longer. And I think our next port of call is we'll go to the Hillsbrad Foothills and help the undead. I nearly said help the Scourge. That's the exact opposite of what we want to do, even though they are undead. But I think if we head there next, and actually that's a renovated area, by which I mean it was significantly changed, I believe, during Cataclysm from the way it was before, and that could actually be quite good fun. I think there are lots more mini quest chains, and I believe it's got phased quest hubs, which is something this area doesn't have. So this one's got what I call, I don't know if it's the proper term for them, I call it linear quest hubs. So quests unlock when you reach certain levels or when you've done previous quests. The phased quest hubs, things that actually change as the quests progress, so you'll get sort of a starter quest, and then things will change and you'll go back and there'll be some more quests, and then things will change again and there'll be some more quests. So right now I think there was a corpse we could loot around here, but you know what, I don't care that much about it. So let's go there. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to be cheeky and just try and steer clear of that little mass in there. I'm going to wait for him to go away. I'm going to set fire to this Banshee. But yeah, we might just have to keep being cheeky and cheap about these things. Actually, who are you? That's Varan. There's somebody up there. Ooh, that's a Necromancer. She's got a pet with her. Let's see if we can take them on. It might be ill-advised.
I don't have a target.
I was hoping that hitting him with the sword might be a bit quicker, but it was not. That was a mistake. So... Ah, I see. So I'm guessing this is going to be another ziggurat type thing with a... Ooh. Okay. There's Apprentice Varnis. Varnis coughs violently as the... Oh, fine. Fine! Okay, let's try that again. The Blood Elf lies limp on the table. While he's still breathing, he appears to be the victim of a potent sedative toxin. So they've refeed him, which is delightful. Varnis coughs violently as the restorative draft takes effect. Thank you for rescuing me. I must go back to Tranquillin at once. Right, off you go, Varnis. Thank you. I thought I was going to die. Worse things may have happened, my friend. Because death is the easy way out when it comes to the Scourge. They are surprisingly nasty. Right. However, there is a chest here. Willow gauntlets of the Aurora. Ooh, they're cloth. We might be able to use them. And they are better than what we've got, so yes, let's put them on. Oops, that was the wrong thing. And then let's get out of here before anything else spawns. And oh look, Varnis is back. That is a quick respawn, to be honest. Apparently, Borgoth the Bloodletter is... Whoa, hello. I was going to say it's a quick respawn because people will come here to kill these mobs fairly often. So I think we're just going to dive straight in and attack him, to be honest, before his minions respawn, because we definitely won't be able to take all the minions as well. And the quicker we do this, the better, really, with big mobs.
I need to target something first.
Right, now we run away. So we've done everything we need to do in there. We can cross this area off the list and move on. Let's see if we can get that Nerubian. Okay. Who's that there? That's a necromancer. So the necromancers are humans, and I think they're one of the few things here that we actually don't have to kill for any of the quests. Obviously we are still going to kill them if they get too close to us, because screw letting them live. Oh, crap. So, Ranger Doran, I think, is going to be in here. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get in here without triggering that dude, but let's try it. No, he saw us. Ah, it's a good job we can make our own food, because we're getting through a hell of a lot of healing items if we couldn't. That's not badly placed there, and we've done worse. Do you have any more of that troll stuff? We've got one more, let's try that. Ooh. Oh! Dr. Witherlimb. That is a rare spawn. So rare spawns, as we know. Really good for loot. But they are difficult, so fresh parts, he says. Oh, delightful. Oh my goodness. Gotta get a screenshot of that, that's amazing. Ha! So what's that we've got? Banshee Rod of the Quick Blade. Binds when equipped. Yeah, let's equip that. Oh no, that replaces our sword, which we need. Ugh. I'm surprised we can't dual wield, actually. Well, let's just compare that to that. Oh, it's not as good as our stick, unfortunately. So fine, let's keep the sword then. So this place, I suspect, is going to be another fun place, and we have actually been shrunk.
I need a target.
Which would be a little bit more devastating if we were a warrior, but we're not. So this could be worse. I thought some range of Adoran was going to be in here, but it doesn't look like they are. Which is a little disappointing. So we'll just fight our way through here. Of course, one amusing thing, movement speed has to stay the same in this game, otherwise, unless it's a specific movement debuff. So what they've actually done is they've sped up the animation while we're shrunk. The other thing, of course, you'll notice is Marudeva has not been affected by this, so we'll try and get a picture of us with her looking like a giant in just a second. So, although she's not being particularly cooperative. Hang on, let's try that again. There we go. And this poison lasts for another 8 minutes, which is actually a pretty long time. I mean, that's a harsh punishment for daring to fight that rare mob. But yes, if we were a physical class, having strength and stamina reduced would be quite devastating. But we're not. We're a spellcaster. We use the power of our brains. So we are less affected. I won't say we're not affected, just less affected. Oh, we're going to pull the other two. Yes, we are. Oh, we've pulled everything. Yep, this did not go to plan at all. Oh, never mind. Still, we're making progress. Ah. So it looks like our braces are damaged. That's what this symbol here coming up means. But we will power on through, and if necessary we might actually be able to make our own braces. Ah no, we don't have any thread, never mind. Wait, where has it dumped us? Oh. Excuse me while I run in the wrong direction. So if we can kill Durian the Deceiver and Massafet the Black and rescue our last 2 victims, I I think we can then call it quits in this zone and head somewhere else. Doop-de-doo. Lots of running. You certainly get a lot of exercise when you're a ghost in this game. Still, we've got a sort of another 40 minutes, 35-40 minutes till we finish the stream, so I reckon we should be able to finish these 2 quests in that time, depending on how many more times I die, of course. And it is a shame, because I would quite like the Sunrod staff that they're going to give us for killing Dar'Khan, but at the same time, you know, it's not worth banging your head against a wall. Oh, we've got something from the auction house, excellent. Looks like somebody has bought something from us. Or possibly that we had another auction running that's expired. I guess we'll find out. It's impressive Scourge architecture. They do like to build a lot of buildings, given you know, given how temporary the Scourge are. And I saw another player character running around here, so I'm hoping that maybe I'll get some help for the last bit. So, Marudeva, he's level 44 coming down and doing here, so so it is just the ranger here that we need to rescue, so we just wait for them to respawn. Kill that guy while we're down here.
I need to target something first.
And kill that whaler because we need to kill them. There he is. The Blood Elf lies on the floor, or in this case, the table, in some manner of induced torpor. The Blood Elf quickly regains consciousness. He pour the draught into his mouth. I owe my life, Mage. Without your help, I would have succumbed to the Scourge's painful torture. So it's curious that they're torturing the guy while he's in an induced coma, essentially. So I wonder what they were planning on achieving with that, because... Hello. Oh, I think he might have been waiting for us. Well, let's head in. I really like his staff that he's got there. So yeah, I wonder what the Scourge were actually planning on achieving, given that they wouldn't be getting any information out of him if he couldn't talk. Oh no, he's found the guy that we've got to actually attack, so let's try and get a hit in on him.
I don't have a target.
Nope, failed on that one.
I need a target.
Now unfortunately we're going to have to wait for that guy to respawn. Because we didn't manage to get a hit in on him, so if we just hang around here it shouldn't take too long for him to come back, which is a shame, but never mind. I assume he was up here in the middle. No, so that was my mistake. I went the wrong way there and I missed the chance to work with the other fellow. But yeah, I wonder why they would be torturing people who couldn't give them any information unless it was something they needed for one of their nefarious spells. Which is certainly a possibility. Gotta keep a bit of an eye out to make sure those mages don't all spawn, or necromancers spawn around here at the same time. Because then we would just have to run all the way back again like we did before. So this is a less interesting part of the game, waiting for mobs to spawn. Which, to be honest, we don't do very often. You can see here as well the old animations of the steam and stuff coming up off the green slime there. Green slime features very heavily with anything to do with the Scourge, to be honest. You see quite a lot of it in the Undercity as well. You can see here as well. This is really shows you how old the game is, and just sort of clipping into the ledge instead of standing on it. But it's easy to forgive the game that, like I said I think in the first stream, this whole area of Warcraft is well over 10 years old now. So it is going to have limitations. Oh, this guy's taking his sweet time. I assume he's going to spawn up here, so if I stay here, I'll have a good line of sight on any of his minions if they decide to spawn before him. And even with its age, it's still got a nice bit of design going on here. You can see the floating crystals and the vomiting skulls. Charming. And yeah, I mean, all in all, it's pretty good for its era. I really don't like this cloak with this robe, though. I think we definitely need to change that when we have a chance. Here he is. There's no point me trying to do the flame strike on him or anything like that, because we're not going to stick around long enough to need an AoE. AoE, for people who don't play MMOs regularly, is area of effect. So, where next? So we've got Durian the Deceiver is over there and Apothecary Enid. But I reckon now might be the time to head into the centre and try and take on Dar'Khan, because if our friend is there, we might be able to get some help with it. And actually, I'm going to ask on chat. Because Dar'Khan is in this big ziggurat in the middle here. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be monsters that we have to fight in order to get down to him, like these two. Really? I've got to go up there? Okay, I'll go up there.
I don't have a target.
And I think killing him, like I say, is going to be a struggle. But if our friend was around, we might stand a chance. But seeing as I have not received an answer, I'm guessing they're not. So we'll go and do this last bit over in the far corner first. And then we'll come back and we'll have one stab at taking on Dar'Khan. And the nice thing is we don't actually have to kill any more of the roaming monsters, so It means we don't have to seek them out, we can wait for them to seek us out. Like this fine lady here is doing. I've got a whisper here asking where we got the quest. Traitor's Justice, they're asking about. I've done a bunch of quests here, so I should be able to get it now. So yeah, we might have somebody who can help us out. So if we look on the map here, seeing as we joined a party with somebody, we can see that they're over here. So it'll take them a bit of time to get to us. So we can now talk in party chat as well. And in the meantime, we'll battle our way over this way and see if we can... And he says, I thought we were I was the only one out here.
I need to target something first.
So I'm just saying to him, I've seen a few other people, but nobody else seems to be on the same quest chain. And what level is he? He's level 18, so he should be a decent level to help us out. And as I said before, these quests will actually scale to both our levels. So he's making his way over, and in the meantime we're going to see if we can get into this crypt. There are a lot of mobs around here, we're going to have to be careful. As I'm playing it too, but being Zalandar and all made me want to create a troll. You can see the speech bubbles popping up as well. And I should probably not be trying to talk in chat at the same time as killing mobs. Because as we can see, I am not very good at it. Hopefully if we can live through fighting this dude.
I need to target something
There we go.
first.
Right, let's sit down and have a cookie. What is it? He's a rogue as well, they're pretty good with DPS. And if we look, he's going to be coming down from here. I'm heading over, we can see his dot moving now. And if we can get this little bit done, right, so there's Durin the Deceiver. Can't see anybody else down here. Doesn't mean there isn't anybody else down here. Might be able to he says in my years of playing WoW I don't think I've ever actually leveled here. I'll just tell him to my favourite area, which is the truth. Right, let's talk to Apothecary Enith. The forsaken female is curled up on the floor, her face in a grimace. She does not appear capable of getting up on her own. Let me give it the draft. Oh, this pain in my head is killing me. They must have sent you to rescue me. Took them long enough. Do you have any idea of the things they do to prisoners here? And we can send her on her way. Now let's just run out here. Try and get somewhere relatively safe. How long have I been playing, he asks. So since the end of Burning Crusade. And we'll be honest about that, I am not a hardcore gamer by any stretch of the imagination. So now if we head back up to the middle here, and we can see where that whaler is. This is the ziggurat that we need to get into. Oh, who spotted us? Oh, these guys. I was level 20 when the zombie apocalypse happened. So the zombie apocalypse he's talking about, I believe, was an incident where I think it was hunter pets, or possibly Death Knight pets, released a plague onto Azeroth by bringing it out of a dungeon. And huge numbers of player characters died, just put simply. It was pretty crazy, to be honest. And I believe it's actually still studied by sort of gaming and computer specialists, because it was a completely unforeseen incident, but quite entertaining to think that it massively kind of unintentionally altered the landscape of the game. I think, oh no, he's making good progress. Okay, so apparently I haven't completed a single quest in that quest line, and there's like 6. I'm just going to tell him about our knuckle rot and Lurzen incidents. So that's good of him. It's kind of him to offer, and it's always nice when always nice to help other people out. So sorry about this talking in chat. Feels a little bit antisocial when you're doing a live stream, but when you are talking to people in game, obviously it makes more sense to be polite to them than to ignore them while they're offering to help you out. And yeah, this is something that he's completely right about. Using heirlooms, much as it is a quicker way to level, does take away some of. Oh, sorry. Does take away some of the fun and the challenge. And here he is.
I need a target.
And as you can see, he is putting out a fair bit of damage, so with any luck, this should be relatively okay. Oh, somebody died here though, there's a skeleton on the floor. There's, I think most of them are 12-ish. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I need to target something first.
This is on trial accounts, and yeah, that may well be true. Trial accounts allow you to level up to sort of level 20. So that is the fellow we... Oh, 12-year-olds. It could be. So that's the guy that we're after. I think what we're probably going to do is try and take on these mobs first. Oh no, we're going to go for the middle. Let's see what we can do. The other thing I might be able to do is this thing that I was given the sword for, so let's see if that does anything. Oh dear, no. Oh, there's another ghost here. And I can't wave at him because we're dead. So we may have to try some tactics here. If we can clear the mobs from around him, we might have better luck killing him, so I think we'll try that. You never know, we might be able to put out a call and see if we can find some more people. Although, I think with two of us, if we're clever about it, we might be able to pull it off. And I think what we'll do is we'll keep going with the live stream maybe a bit longer to see if we can get this done. Because it would be worth it. It'd be a nice way to finish up the area, and we can leave Knucklewot and Lurzarin and the Murloc quest that we still have to hand in. And this is actually true, I have been waiting for the weekend to do the Battle for Azeroth content. I have promised my other half that we'll level up through some of it with some of our characters, but my main character, this weekend I will be taking him into battle for Azeroth. Well, we can resurrect him here, can we? So if we get a bit further down... And I'm going to resurrect here. I'm not going to summon Marudeva either, because she might get away in the way of our screen. So if we give this another shot, see what we can do. If we can get those ads... We'll see if this works. Oh, we've pulled him anyway. Okay. But we might be able to get him away from his minions. No. Oh, fuck's sake. No, don't run down there. That's exactly the opposite of where we want to go. I don't even know where he is now. Has he gone up here? This is a bit crazy, to be honest. So I'm just going to put out another call. You never know. So my gear's looking a little bit mashed up as well at the moment, which won't be helping. But it is kind of fun to run into challenges like this. I completely agree with Zweni here. So yeah, challenges are fun. I enjoy stuff like this, and you do get a sense of achievement when it finishes. It's not so interesting in a live stream where we're just repeating the same stuff over and over, but this is all part of the experience of playing an MMO. So he has captured a vanity pet there, which is always good. And I need to find my body, which will be around here somewhere. I can't remember which side I was on. Right, so I could resurrect there. Let's see. That'll do. Oh, that's interesting. She's just drifting backwards up the stairs there.
I don't have a target.
Can I get around that way? Don't think I can. So we are going to run on a little bit, I think. He's talking about some of the low-level stuff that we can make. So, if we clear out this.
I need a target.
And you can see the difference it makes having two people in a party here, particularly when one of them is DPS. We're just going to kill this so we don't accidentally run out into them. So now we're going to regroup and give this another shot. He's definitely sort of the first real challenge in here, so let's do this. I'm going to try using this thing on him again, which might help. It didn't help much though. Well, that didn't work. Now I can't even see what's going on. And this guy's just going to stand here and stare at me, apparently. Ooh. Well, I'm going to run back while that's going on. Yeah, I got kind of stuck there, I think. I think he may have routed me. I'm honestly not sure. But whatever happened, I couldn't move and I was stuck channeling. Oh dear. Well, maybe we're not going to manage it. I'd like to think we could. I wonder... Let's see... I think the problem is all my specializations... So Arcane Blast... We could try a different one. I prefer to stick to fire ideally, because obviously that's the one we're learning. But we could maybe give a different one a go. Although then I wouldn't know any of the rotation, which might take away any benefits that we had on that. There must be something we can do. I think I might swap back to my staff, because that does slightly less damage per second, but it might increase my other stats enough. And let's just make sure that... Well, we can disenchant that for starters. There's not a lot else that I've got really as far as options go. And I'm just going to keep an eye out around here. And let's just kill these guys. I apologise for not reading out sort of every bit of what's going on in this conversation. It's kind of difficult. This is the first time I've really had to split my attention between talking for the live stream and talking to somebody in game, so... Oh, hello.
I
Let's have a shiny apple as well while we're here. So I'm just explaining to him that I had that Sunwell blade that was supposed to have an ability that affects Dar'Khan. And I think maybe that was what got me stuck, was trying to use that. I'm getting through a lot of cookies, though. Right. So we've pulled him out here. Oh shit, where's he gone? Fuck. Excuse me for swearing. Obviously, if I can't find him... There we go. Oh, and now he's feared us. Brilliant. Right, so one of those guys has run back, which is good. Oh, and we've got dirty players come and joined us as well, that's good. So with three of us, it looks like we're going to manage it. Nice, we got him. And this is what I mean about him being able to ride us. So now he is riding on the back of the Sandstone Drake, which is us. Which means we can walk him out of here, or at least until something attacks us. So that was good. So we have actually... I think we're being chased by something, that doesn't matter. And let's see how far we can get before we get dismounted. And we can potter along here and take him back to where he was before. It says, do you know that we're actually in Outland, technically? So we're going to walk him back to Tranquillin, which will be a good place for us to go, actually, because it's near to where we need to hand in some quests. Just going to make sure we don't run into Knucklerot and Lurzaran on the way. And that's good. So we've finished the main part. So we finished the main part of the storyline here, so we can hand in our last couple of quests, and we can get on with some other stuff. Now this is weird, you can actually laugh in dragon form and you still get the sound effect, which is cool. And he's added us to his friends list, which is more than reasonable. So now if he's around, we'll be able to play with him again. And that was nice. I think that was a nice way to end what we're doing. So next time we will do everything sort of properly. We will go and hand in the last of those quests, and we will head somewhere else. But yeah, so that was a fun bit of group play, and we didn't get disconnected during it, which was amazing. Sorry I had some difficulty talking and gaming there. That wasn't my intent, but it is something I'm just not used to. And yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. And look at this, we've been disconnected just at the end, so that is perfect. So thank you for joining me. I have been Guide of Misguidance, and we have been levelling up a mage in World of Warcraft, and we will carry on again next week. I will see you then.